What do you tell the student who walks into your office and says, I've got this great idea, I need to work with the health system? Because a lot of them don't recognize the complexity in working with the health system. One of the things I always tell people is, be aware of the sales cycle within healthcare. That alone can kill a great idea and a great startup. What are the things that you would tell a young entrepreneur who's going to rely on doing business with health systems?
Well, yeah, I've been on the board of a startup company, and it's very interesting when you see it on the inside. As a CIO, when you see the inside of sales cycles and forecasting a business, and then actually what happens on the ground. So for the young student, I would say, definitely be patient and persistent to the extent that understand that there are long sales cycles, that decision making isn't always clear from the buyer perspective, but also prove value. You have to be able to prove value and differentiate yourself from the 20 other people who have contacted the people you're talking to, this week. And I think that's a big challenge. How do you really get through the clutter of all the opportunities in healthcare? But for some organizations, it just takes a couple of dots on the map, and all of a sudden you have some traction and you can take off, or you can attract further investment to allow you to scale. And so it'll be a different world in 5 or 10 years in healthcare, and I think there'll be lots of opportunity for entrepreneurs and investors. But they have to have something super special. Things in healthcare tend to go a little slow. At Stanford, we talk about being value focused, digitally driven, and uniquely Stanford. Those 3 areas are what we're aiming to. And in that context, just even for our own employees, over time, we'd like to put the process together where people who have good ideas can come to us and we can process those in a quick way, and either reinforce them and go forward with them, or ask them to think it through some more. And so we're doing that not only for our internal capability, trying to take away all the friction of how do you bring an idea to fruition, but we're also doing that so we can line up with outside organizations and be easier to work with. Stanford's a big place, and there's lots of touch points in these kinds of engagements, and we want to make sure that it's understandable, and we're efficient about it, because there's going to be a lot of work in that area.